then I think new business. Let me get my pieces of paper in order. All right. So as we know from the discussion that happened early in the meeting, University Senate has in fact been accused of violating the Kansas Open Meetings Act in the way it conducted its vote on Jonathan Clarke's motion the last time we met. Does anybody need me to read the motion, or is the motion, shall I read it? Yes? Okay, I just have to find it.
Near the end of the minutes.
Yeah, that's where I've got it. Okay, I believe it is, since contracts of employment, is this the actual, I want to make sure I get the wording right. Yeah, since contracts of employment cannot be unilaterally and retroactively altered by one party to a contract, faculty appointed before 2007 are entitled to take advantage of FSRR 6.5.1 as it stood at the date of their appointment. The University Senate affirms the same principle of validity of contracts of students and other employees. As I say, we were accused of violating COMA in the way in which we conducted the vote. Chris read that section of COMA earlier. Do you need me to reread it? Or is everybody clear on that? Shall we just forge ahead? As I said earlier, I've consulted with general counsel, and they say it's appropriate and permissible to revote, and so I believe that we should do this, but to do so does require a motion, and I would like to entertain a motion. Okay.
Point of clarification, so the motion is to revote?
No, the
Or
motion,
it is a
I'm sorry,
motion.
the motion would be a reiteration of this motion, although I suppose somebody could make a motion to revote.
Right now, it's just an agenda.
Somebody could make a motion to revote, somebody could reiterate the motion itself. Yes.
My understanding of Robert's rules is that if a motion has already passed, in order for us to revote on the motion, we would have to rescind it. Normally, it would be a reconsideration of a motion, but because this is a separate legislative session, under Robert's rules, we'd have to rescind it first and then decide whether we want to revote. If rescinding the vote passes, then we would revote on the motion. If the rescinding of the vote doesn't pass, then the previous vote stands.
Yeah. Kathy, you.
I think because the Kansas Open Meeting Act takes precedent over Robert's rules, and there was a perceived violation of that.
We're responding to the perceived
Yeah.
violation.
But
So
It's just like,
okay.
basically they're starting over with it.
Okay. Yes.
Can I reiterate, this is all dealing with P&T and faculty. I do not understand, and this is just me, why the staff, whether it be USS or classified or the students, is voting on something in regards to these rules. To me, this is a faculty issue. We have no control over P&Ts, nor do I want to have control over P&Ts. I just think that this is an issue that should be dealt with faculty because it is in regards to faculty. We can't change the laws in regards to faculty's rules. So I don't understand why we are voting on such an issue like this.
I'm not aware, so someone else is going to have to correct me on this. If we say the Kansas Open Meetings Act takes precedent and so the vote didn't happen, are we implicitly accepting that the vote was in violation of the Open Meetings Act?
No, not at all.
Okay. Just checking.
Phil.
Well, I was going to make the same point. The point of contract and employment law that was talked about in the original motion is a faculty-only issue. unclassified staff are not on contracts. We're on 1-year reappointments. The USS employment is covered under the civil service law. Students do not sign contracts for their employment. Therefore, I don't think this is the proper venue to handle a faculty employment law contract dispute. I think it should be handled in a faculty-specific venue, whether that's faculty senate or some subcommittee thereof. But I really don't think, as Deborah stated earlier, that this is the proper venue to address that.
Well, I have to say, I see myself as playing a moderating role here, but I would like to interject that although I appreciate that sentiment, I also think that the original motion was made at University Senate, and I would very much like to see us revote this, but I can't, it's not to me to make the motion. I can't compel this to happen. Phil?
I would like to make a motion that we remove section 7.A from the University Senate agenda.
Okay. Is anybody willing to second that? Susan, thank you. Is there any discussion of this?
Who seconded?
Susan.
Oh, Susan.
No discussion. All in favor of Phil's motion to remove this item from the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no.
No.
I think maybe we need a show of hands because that was a pretty close.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can we redo the ayes, please, so we can count? Okay. I got 20.
I had 19. What did you have?
You had 19?
Yeah.
I got 21.
You had 21?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I still got 21.
I want to listen to you people. I get 19 every time, so.
I'm sorry, you're.
Have everybody stand up. That way. That's okay. We'll just do it one more time.
And
we'll count out loud.
I-
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I missed
All
2.
right.
So
Okay.
it's 21 and
21, oh, yeah, nays, right, we need nays.
No. Can you guys do it again? Hey, we're being recorded and I get very, I have a phone.
Can you put your hand up again? We still got 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so your motion, which was to remove this from the agenda, that particular item from the agenda has passed. I now have to ask if there is any other item of new business. All right, hearing none, the University Senate is adjourned. And I assume we're going to try to have a faculty senate meeting, yes, Rodolfo? We're going to try to have a faculty senate meeting.
Did we tell you?